so I'm on this shitty camera. So that's the problem I was having. Anyways, okay, we're live. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. We got as our special guest today, we've got Brian Fingerless Guitar. Say hello to Brian.
How's everybody doing?
Sorry, go ahead.
I said, how's everybody doing?
Okay. I apologize for the shitty video quality on my end. I don't know what the hell, but my Logitech camera just crapped out on me. If anybody knows,
your tech is better than mine. So
well, at least you're clear. I look like I'm in a fog over here. It just looks terrible.
Yeah,
but anyway,
maybe it's snowing.
So let's see who we got in the chat. Will Varela is here. How are you, sir? Todd, aka Soda Pop, how's it going? Loogie Flux, how you doing? Guitar Pit, hey man. Brian Stewart, nice to see you. Dennis Bro. Who else we got? Jamal Kareem, hey man. 2 and 3 chord jams, how are you, man? Brian Cote, Jason Wade, David Ennis, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody is well on this Thursday evening. And again, I apologize for my crappy. You know what? I gotta talk to some techie guy and see if I can get my Logitech camera working again, because I don't know what the hell happened. Anyway, that's beside the point.
Beyond me, anyway. Beyond me.
Yeah, I just did a restore and all this baloney, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So anyway, that's beside the point. So let's get to what's important here. So Brian, we've talked a little bit off camera the other day. We did a dry run, and of course, in the dry run, everything worked perfectly as per usual.
Sure.
Always, right? And so I'm sure everybody wants to know, about you. I actually got requests to have you on, which was kind of cool. Yeah, people are curious, man. So, how'd you get started? What got you playing?
I'm glad people are curious. That's cool.
Oh, for sure, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, would you ask me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
I talked over you.
No worries, man. So, how'd you get started playing with? How old were you? That kind of stuff.
Well, I first time I actually ever even touched an electric guitar, it was my friend's older brother. He had a really cheap 3/4 scale red Memphis electric guitar, and a Gorilla amp.
Gorilla, yeah.
It's probably 1992, maybe 93.
Right.
And and then I just I just wanted one after that, and then I ended up guy my sister was dating, and now he's my brother-in-law.
Cool.
Had a Ibanez, like an RG something or other. I don't even remember the exact model, but that was my first actual guitar. It was red, and I wish I still had it. It had like a Floyd Rose 2 on it.
Oh yeah.
Humbuckers, and I think two single neck, single middle. But
yeah.
But yeah, I kind of just started teaching myself. I was kind of getting into I started out listening to I got older siblings, my sisters actually, and so I was always used to MTV and stuff like that. I knew who Van Halen was before I knew who Jimi Hendrix was,
Right.
And so I was into that type of just that rock sound, I just was always staring at the videos or something and looking at it. I don't know, just something about the guitar,
Cool.
And with many people, I'm sure,
So no lessons, you just started picked it up on your own and tried to learn.
I took one of my sisters had a friend who had he's pretty, I guess, pretty technically skilled. I don't know, I never really seen him play other than one time, and I went over for a lesson, and he the only thing he taught me is he goes, do this.
Right.
And that was the only thing I ever learned, really. No chords. I don't know any names. I know I probably have more in common with that girl on Friends, you know, the
Phoebe
Phoebe or whatever. Yeah. You do one of these, you know. But
yeah.
you know, I've of course, you know, learned over the years, you know, my own kind of way, my own path, you know,
Mm-hmm.
get something out of it, you know.
Yeah,
But
cool.
you know, and then I always was interested in you know, just tinkering with them. I took every guitar I ever had apart, you know, and just going
Okay.
through them, and always try to learn my own work and stuff, you know, save
Right.
myself some money.
Right. Just
But
want to welcome, get a few more people that popped in since we started. We got 28 people watching. That's fantastic. Let's see if I missed anyone. Marco's Images, how are you, sir? Empirism, how's it going?
what's up,
GTV's
buddy?
in the house. Hey, GTV. Who else we got? Who else we got? Paul Lou, hey, man. Okay. BV Ninja, salut. Jamal Kareem is here. Rick Hefner, how are you? Broken Chains, how's it going? If anybody's got questions for Brian, Brian's not looking at the chat, so if you've got any questions, go at Guitar Pick. Or sorry, my God, that's the second time I've done that. There's so many
Yeah.
guitar guys, right? Okay, let me rephrase. At Guitar Hack. I'm Guitar Hack. I gotta remind myself. Oh, that's embarrassing. Jimmy T, Quentin James, how are you, man? Yeah, so if you've got questions for Brian or myself, please put at Guitar Hack. Thank you. That's sad, man. See what happens when you get old, brother.
Oh God, you know, I'm already starting to feel it. I got a birthday tomorrow, so.
Oh, happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm old enough to be president at least.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna make any comment there, but anyway.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
so,
Let's see what happens.
yeah. So when did you start getting into bands right away, or were you just like a home player?
See, in the town I grew up in, it was like, you know, it seemed like every kid in school that I was with, for the most part, was into like rap music and stuff, and I just wasn't into that. I actually used to get made fun of for playing the guitar in like 6th grade, 7th grade, and stuff. People used to make fun of me because I didn't listen to, you know, this particular, you know, Dr. Dre or something like that.
Right,
you know, which
right.
is fine, but you know, sorry, I was listening to, you know, Metallica or something like that. But so I kind of got like that was fuel for me, you know. That was you know, fuck you, you know, right?
Yeah.
And probably within 2 years, everybody, you know, a lot of people were, hey, wow, that's actually cool. You know, it was almost like they were catching up. It's like, you know, see, yeah, it's actually, you know, cool. So there not a lot of people played. There was like one other kid that played guitar, but he played different kind of stuff in my like class in my grade and whatnot in school.
Right.
And so I would have to find people. I had and the ones that I would were, you know, I was a little bit ahead of them, you know, as far as, you know, they were just picking it up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And but I formed some jam groups and stuff, you know. I had my friend who's no longer with us. He played drums with me for all throughout high school and early on, and then he kind of stopped. We'll just say, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, so I was doing, you know, guitar and drums for a long time,
Right.
and you know, just jamming out, you know, no
Mm-hmm.
vocals, no nothing, just pretty basic, you know. But and then we
Yeah.
play a couple. I had a couple little, you know, like we played like an Elks Club. I don't know if you know what that is.
Well, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But you know, we can rent out the hall or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's
us
like
and
a
maybe a
Legion.
couple
Yeah.
other, yeah, we called ourselves Electric Storm.
That's not that's a cool name.
Yeah, and then I think either after that or before that we were called Suspicious for some reason. I don't know. It was after a song that I heard, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like a cool groove that I heard. It's actually on my page, but
Yeah.
yeah. So a lot of that kind of stuff, you know, but no real regular gigging or I mean, we had regular gigs in a jam room on you know, every Friday and Saturday night. You know, we
Mm-hmm.
had we had a full jam room and stuff like that, and then started getting into playing with some other guys that were just playing stuff that was just not on my, you know, it was like Pantera on steroids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I just you know, I just can't. That's just not my style. So,
Just
but
wanted to say hello to a few more people. JP
yeah.
Page 2. How's it going? How are you? Jeff Replinger, Jeff Underwood. How are you? How are both you guys doing?
How was everybody doing?
Yeah, we got Todd Flowers is here. Thank you
What's up,
so
man?
much, everybody, for popping in. Oh, Todd has got a question. Guitar Hack, is that lefty strat behind Brian?
Oh yeah, that's just a Squire Affinity. I can show it to you if you want.
Sure, man.
Real quick. Yeah, it's just a Squire Affinity. And I put well, better hardware on it, and I put a lefty Fender bridge on it that I had laying around. I think it's probably from like a Japanese one.
Let me just
But
answer this quick. Broken Chains, I believe
yeah,
I have his link in the description below. People are asking to sub to you. I have his link in the description below. I should also have a card up. If the card's not showing, it'll be after the video. I'll make sure the card is up. If not, I'm sure I have his link below. So, yeah, if people want to subscribe to Brian, I'll have his link below. And I should have a card up for him. If I don't, I will rectify that.
that would be cool. Come subscribe.
Yeah,
More the
yeah. Well,
merrier.
you're putting up a lot of stuff, man. You're putting up a
Yeah,
lot of videos.
I just, you know,
Thanks,
I
Jason.
had
You
said to
just put up
you,
your link.
I had said to you, you know, I kind of just getting the ideas out of my head. You know what I mean? That's how I kind of started why I kind of started the channel. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
also just talk with the other like-minded people. You know, and so that's really what it is. You know, just streams of consciousness or
I got another.
semi-consciousness.
There's another
Sure.
question for you here, Brian. Jamal's asking, ask Brian, how does he like playing a lefty upside down?
I actually don't mind it at all. The only thing I don't like about it is because on that on this thing here, it's a little bit shorter, kind of like a problem you would run into with, you know, almost like the SG. So then, you know, it sits up kind of funny. You gotta hold it, you know, so the neck doesn't drop. But
Right.
you know, and then of course, you know, you can't get up real high unless your fingers can reach, and you know, at
Yeah, yeah.
best I can get up there with my pinky maybe around 19 or so, you know.
Well, Shauna
But
Marie Sings is here. Hello, Shauna. JJ
hey,
Collins. Nice to
Joanna.
see you. R3, how are you?
But
Terry's GG&G. How's it going?
hey Terry,
Oh, we got 33 people in the chat now. People
cool.
are all saying hello to you, Brian.
How's everybody doing? I'll try to say everybody's names as I hear them.
Yeah, just
Um,
just so sorry,
well,
just so everybody knows, Brian's not looking at the chat. Oh, Dry Heat just popped in. Hey, Dry Heat, how are you? Brian
hey,
doesn't have access to the chat. I'm looking at the chat. So again, if you've got questions for Brian, just tag at Guitar Hack, and then I'll be able to see them, and I'll be able to ask Brian.
I just another little note on Jamal's question about playing a lefty. I
Yeah.
actually had when they came out in 1997, I bought a the Woodstock Stratocaster, the Corona. It's like, you know, if you looked at it in the mirror, it looks just, you know, it's got the backwards logo. I don't know if you're familiar with that guitar. Fender, you know, custom shop, whatever. It's the
Right.
white Hendrix Stratocaster,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lefty, you know, lefty strung righty.
Right.
And I had one of those for about 3 or 4 years, and then I ended up selling it after because I never thought I was going to play again. You know, after I had a car accident. But so I'm familiar with playing a lefty, and I have video of a senior talent show of me playing with a small band I formed on VHS, and someday when I get a VCR, I will post it.
Oh, okay,
But,
cool. Cool. Okay, so let me just welcome Earl Painter and Pepper Borges, my wife. 2 and 3 chord jams. Hack, tell Brian it's a Chardonnay night. I guess he's having some Chardonnay and watching.
Yeah. Oh, no Chianti, huh?
Yeah, no Kiani. EJ's in the house. How are you?
Hey,
So,
EJ, what's up, buddy? See his Christmas thing the other day? That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of. Quentin James just subbed you, Brian.
Oh, hey. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, guys. I mean, I usually save this for a little bit later on, but yeah, please sub everybody in the chat. Let's keep the community. Oh, it looks like I just froze. Oh, I'm back. Yeah, sub everybody in the chat. You know, keep the community strong. Keep it all positive. So by all means. Okay, so a couple of things you mentioned there, sort of in passing. So you went from just playing with a drummer to playing with a full band at one point. Is that correct?
I had found a kid that he had gotten a bass and a small little custom with I think it's spelled with a K brand. It's got like that 70s padding on it with the glitter almost. You ever see one of those bass amps? It's like I don't know. An old amplifier that has like the old vinyl cushion on the outside. Somebody's definitely
if somebody, I'm sure
about.
someone in the chat has seen
anyway,
it.
Yeah, he had gotten. I'll send you a picture. I guarantee I can find one. But
yeah, all right.
It's beside the point. But anyway, he was learning bass. You know, he wanted to play, you know, Metallica and stuff like that. He was all that was 90s Metallica, you know.
Right.
And but you know, but anyway, I had him just for that one senior talent show play we played Voodoo Child, and my amplifier drowned out the school's PA system. Yeah. Or they just didn't have it turned up loud enough. I don't think they, you know, but it didn't come in the vocals anyway. But,
right.
But then I had a friend of mine and also a roommate played bass too. Started learning bass, another kid, and so we started just a little kind of power trio jam band, so to speak.
Right.
And that was kind of just our, you know, 3 times a week type of thing practice, and but never anything. No gigs, no nothing like that. Just fun, you know.
Just for fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you always like a Strat guy?
I'm going to try to do my best for a quick rundown. I had the Ibanez, then my second guitar was a Squier Stratocaster, like a 92. It was a Fender Squier series. Had the Fender logo on it. And then I got the same kid that played drums with me we had this place called the Music Shop in our town. It's a small one of, you know, independent, you know, it's not a chain.
Right.
And they would do this thing once a year called Gibson Day, and they would do a raffle and give away a Gibson guitar.
That's pretty damn good.
It would be a guitar that Gibson would send them.
Right.
And he bought one ticket one year, probably like 91 or 92. You know, and his name was picked, and he got a Les Paul Studio Light. It was a prototype, and it said it on the back of the headstock, prototype. You know, all this and that. And it had black hardware. It was brown and had you know, but it was really really cool. And I guess he before I had it, he had an uncle that played, and he dropped it down the stairs and did. I mean, he just,
Oh
you know,
no.
probably was not in the right frame of mind, you know.
Right.
Not for handling a Gibson, but but anyway, that guitar had also fallen string side down twice too, you know, and popped the headstock.
Ah.
And I fixed it both times, but and then I started, and then I don't even know what happened to that guitar. I moved it a couple of times, and I think I left it with somebody, and I don't know, but I changed it to a gold top.
Oh, you painted it?
I had sanded it and stripped it and painted it, and it looked like a, you know, very close to a gold top that you would see from a you know, a nice gold top, you know.
Oh, cool.
But, and of course, you know, but I always get rid of stuff. I always get rid of stuff for some reason. I don't like carrying too many things.
Oh, we got a few more people. Thrash Metal popped in. Zach Thong, how are you guys? If I missed anyone, I apologize. I'm doing my best here to catch up. Mitch Heyman, Watchman for you, how are you? Well, we got 45 people watching. And one of the comments was, I believe it was Jeff Underwood saying, nice to have you join our group here, our community, which is cool. So everybody's welcoming you into the community. So that's very cool. That's very cool.
Thank you. I'm truly honored. This is fun. This to me is a great birthday present for me, you know, from you guys, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's just fun, you know.
Oh, Demi Ajazi, how are you?
Oh, that's
you know what that is?
Oh yeah, that's my best friend.
Oh, there you go. Hey, Demi, how are you?
He isn't a regular on the chat. He's just.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's my brother right there. But
nice, man.
Yeah.
Todd Flowers is here also. How are you, man? So you mentioned some real quick. Now, I'm just gonna put it out there. If you don't want to answer, it's fine. But you mentioned something about you got into an accident and you thought you're never gonna play again.
Yeah. So I ended up hitting a telephone pole, and I flipped on the roof of my car, and fitting. Yeah, I had an '86 Camaro. Yeah, and anyway, so it was windy, dark road, and it was like, you ever seen those two telephone poles? You know, the ones like they're strapped together as support. Well, I hit one of them, and one of them broke, and I found out how much a telephone pole costs.
Oh shit!
And yeah, so anyway, I the car flipped, and I slid on the roof, I guess, on the street for, they said, 180 feet or something.
Wow.
And I guess what happened was, because I got like a big scar right here. But what happened, I hit my head on the steering wheel, and I think I know what I was doing. I was reaching down on the floor on the passenger seat and grabbing my thing of CDs. You know, that's that. Anyway, I don't truly remember. That's just what I'm guessing. But yeah, so I hit my head and I was knocked out, and I had my seatbelt on. But as the car was upside down, my hand was outside the passenger window, grinding on the road for 180 feet.
Shit! Oh,
yeah. So yeah. So I had to.
Terrible,
I
man.
had like all kinds of surgeries and pins and all. I mean,
oh man,
kind of Frankenstein going on. But you know, I mean, I didn't think I was going to place, and I also, you know, wanted to, you know, get another car, and so I started selling some stuff, and I sold my that Hendrix Woodstock Strat, to my friend's brother, and I never saw it again. I kept a couple of little things from it, you know, like the neck plate and the whammy bar and whatnot. You know, just the strap, the cord, but some of the paperwork. But you know,
Yeah.
another one I wish I still had because it's probably, you know, a couple of grand now for one of those.
Yeah. Probably.
But I ended up getting this, you know.
Yeah, well, Foulfish is here. Just wanted to say hello to Foulfish. So how long after that did you, or what was like your journey in
I had to have multiple surgeries. I can get really technical if you want. Like
No, I
this
don't.
finger here. Well, I'm just saying this finger here had a pin in it,
Right.
and it kept it straight. One day we were having a football pass, and I went to catch the ball, and the ball just, and it bent it perfectly to play guitar. Because I'm like, oh wow, now I can actually use that finger to play a note. It was like a happy accident, you know.
Holy
shit. Yeah, but there's like I have like skin grafts, like there's like you could see like right here, the fingerprint of my index finger is like right here because the skin is. They had to skin graft it over. So I mean, yeah. So I had to have all kinds of surgeries and then physical therapy and whatnot, and then I would say probably I'd say about maybe 10 months from when the accident happened, I started being able to use, you know, just what's left of the index finger and kind of like keep that down all the time, you know, like on like the B and the, you know, and then I just started in, you know, strengthening my pinky and just. And then before you know it, I was like, wow, I think I can probably do something with this.
Yeah.
You know, and then
it's amazing what you can do, man. Like, I mean,
yeah, you know, I mean, but there's so many things that, you know, you see people over the years that overcome, you know, it's, you know, I mean, you can, the list is endless, you know, from Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder to Jeff Healey, you know.
Yeah.
But and many more, you know. But yeah, you know, I mean, if you want to do something bad enough, and you think you can kind of make it sound good, you know, I mean, I'm sure I can. Even if I had one finger, you know, I'm sure I could probably come up with something.
Right.
You know, if I was determined enough.
Right.
But I didn't want to stop playing.
Yeah. No, that's no, like, I mean,
I loved it too much.
Yeah,
and I still do.
Yeah, that's obvious that you love it, and it's amazing that you can do what you do.
When you get bit by the bug, you got the disease for life.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, well,
you might have a couple of hiatus periods or
something. Yeah,
you'll
have some hiatus.
You always go back to it, you know.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You'll cycle back to it at some point for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, I've put it down a few times.
Oh yeah, we all do. Well, life gets in the way sometimes, right? Michael Bishop, how are you? Michael Bishop. Okay, JJ Collins has got a comment for you. That's very inspiring to hear. A crazy accident, which I wouldn't wish upon anyone. But I know if that was me personally, I'd be done playing guitar. Very inspiring that he continues playing. And this is what I was thinking. Mitch Heyman hit it on the head. Brian is better than most people with 5 good fingers. That's exactly right. Jason Wade has got another one.
Thank you.
Yeah, Brian has overcome the trials in his life. So far, it inspires several of us here in our community. I revel and am in awe every time I watch one of his videos. Truly an awesome individual.
He's such a cool dude.
Yeah, Jason's awesome. Jeff Underwood, I wish Brian would do guitar lick lessons. He wants lick lessons from you.
Oh, yeah, I got some people. I'm trying to come up with you know, anything really, any video ideas. I'll come up with some more.
Yeah, I saw one you did the other day about like playing faster, or looking like you're playing faster than you are by doing the pull-offs. I saw that one.
Yeah, just I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, if you can do that and at the same time just hit the E string, you know, there's really so many different tricks out there. I know a couple. I mean, there's people like, you know, that know things like even you, I'm sure that would just absolutely, you know, how the hell are you doing that? I saw your Dave Byron thing today, and
Yeah.
very nice. A
Oh,
couple of them
thanks.
came up today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, those I did yours actually. You did one.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. I
Hey,
appreciate that.
no
That was
worries,
fun.
man.
Yeah, it's
No, those
fun.
things
It's
are.
it's fun to do that stuff.
Yeah, like it's those are really cool. I just wanted
Yeah.
to mention also Jamal had a comment for you. Let Brian know that his journey to play after that unfortunate accident is inspiring and personally gives me the push to further my playing. He rocks. So that's Jamal saying, making that
Jamal's a man. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, and
That means a lot.
R2R3, same thing. Brian is an inspiration to the community. I thank him for that. Rock on, brother. And your buddy says, your buddy Demi says, Brian is better than 8 dudes blowing 9. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
Base Hiroshima Nick, how are you? He's in the chat. Oh, okay. Quentin James has a comment. This is
sure.
sort of a little unrelated, but I was talking to Quentin the other day, and he was asking what type of videos he should do, and he's asking me to put it out to the chat, to people in the chat. What type of videos would you like to see Quentin do? And I'll pass those on to Quentin. So if anybody's got questions or things, like I'm seeing things pop up because people are tagging me at Guitar Hack. So if you want me to keep seeing or to be able to see your comment, please do that, and that'll be cool. So nowadays, like, are you just a home player now, or have you?
Yeah, I'm just exactly, kind of just playing what, you know, as I tend to put up a lot of videos, but you know, I mean, a lot of it is, you know, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Spread out, and you know, when I can get it in, you know, and I just I just try to play as much as possible. It's, you know, I don't have, you know, aspirations to be a rock star. I just want to be a rock star for me, you know, as far as playing. I
yeah,
want to be as good as I could be, you know, and
yeah.
you know, let's
What?
face it, you know.
Yeah, I think that train has missed most people,
Yeah.
especially when they hit a
I never
certain.
really had it though. I always was more interested in the music, the original kind of riff writing or even songwriting. I was more into that. I would rather, if for some reason I was ever to be famous for something, I think it would be cool to be just one of those at home guys just writing and you know, and playing with no touring, no I
Yeah.
don't know. I
What
just,
do
you
you
know,
do any recording, like, or do you have like any stuff at home for home
I
recording?
I I have just my phone. That's all I record with,
No.
and I record on another phone, backing tracks and drum tracks and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and play to those and stuff like that. But yeah, I keep it pretty simple. You know, I
You,
also don't have much of a technical knowledge.
well,
You know.
obviously neither do I. I'm using my camera on my computer because my Logitech camera, I don't know, it's not linking, and I got to figure that out. So, yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
I had one of those before, and you know, I would go through the same thing for a
yeah. So I don't
longer
know how
time.
to get it up and running again because this my video quality on my end looks like actually you're looking on your phone. You got a better picture than what I've got here. It
No
looks like
kidding.
a fog over here.
That's a relief. I worked on that. I made sure I worked on that.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah,
we did the dry run, and yeah.
yeah. So you know, I try to get it, you know, as clear as possible.
Uh,
So
sorry, Jimmy T's got a question for you. He's asking if is Jimi Hendrix one of your main influences? If not, what are your
uh,
main influences?
my main influence definitely is Hendrix.
Oh, there you go.
I could. Here's the thing. I'll give you like a quick. My first cassette tape I ever owned was Appetite for Destruction,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had Injustice for All, and you know, then I was into, you know, like Alice in Chains and Slayer and like 90s stuff that was coming out at the time.
Right, right.
But I never learned how to play that stuff because I just wasn't into. I love listening to it. I like, you know, but there's certain things that I just wasn't. It just wasn't inspired by. It was just too out of my realm, a little too, you know. And then I got in I think it was like 94 or something like that. They came out with, it was called Jimi Hendrix Woodstock. It was just like a short 10-song thing of his performances or of his playing. And that changed my life. I was literally, you know, just, I dove right into it.
Yeah.
That, and also the Doors too. I'm a huge Doors fan. I like that kind of little, just different stuff. You know, I love that era too. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, as I've gotten old, you know, and played more and more and more, a lot more influences have entered, you know, into my playing style. I think most notably, lately, at least for the slower kind of melodic stuff, is Buckethead. I don't know why. I really kind of like some of the, you know, not the crazy, you know, I can't do any of that.
Yeah, because he's insanely good.
He's a freak. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, let's face it. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different things that, you know, Eddie Van Halen, of course. You know, I think I told you I had you know, I had sold it, or I traded it actually for some gear, but it was I made a 5150 guitar, you know, with the Kramer logo and everything like that.
Right,
I sent you a link, but I don't know if you got it. And
no, I don't.
I think I sent it to you in the comments or something like that.
Oh,
but
I don't know.
But you know, I built it. I tried to build it exactly like, you know, I got a one-piece poplar body. I got the 59, screwed it into the body, and you know, the neck, all the right stuff, and so I was always into a lot of that stuff that I was influenced earlier in life. Like I mentioned, Van Halen, I knew before even Jimi Hendrix. So I was always in not Hagar era. You know, my favorite era is, you know, where he's playing a 5150 or something like that, even though he was playing one with Hagar. but you know, the early 80s stuff, the David Lee Roth era stuff.
Yeah.
Late 70s, you know.
So a couple of comments here. Shauna Marie is saying to everyone that they should hear your cover of Hey Joe. So she's a fan of that, and she's telling everyone to listen to that. She says it rocks.
That would be cool. Yeah. Thank you so much, Shauna.
She rocks too. Oh yeah, Shauna Marie rocks as well. Yes. Which Watchman for you is asking me to ask you to play Room Full of Mirrors. But so maybe not now, but maybe you can do a video of that later and maybe post that.
Which version? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can. I'll definitely look into that one. I got a couple of versions of that one.
So again, Will Varela is asking, what's your channel to subscribe? Brian's channel, I should have it in the description below. I'm pretty sure I put it there. There should be a card. If there isn't a card on the video, I will post a card. And I also believe that Jason Wade in the chat, if you go back, Jason Wade put, and he's put it in again. Thanks, Jason. Jason's on the ball, man. Jason's got Brian's channel again in the chat. So
he's a good man.
Yes. Stafford Studio is here. How are you, Stafford Studio?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Denny Allen. Your video looks like it could be a dirty. No, Denny, it's not. Thanks for watching, by the way. I'm on my computer camera because my Logitech is not working. So it kind of cropped out on me, and I got to fix that. So I know my video quality is crap. I'm fully aware, unfortunately. Mitch Heyman, just reboot. Yeah, I did reboot a bunch of times. I even did a system restore, and it didn't help. Yeah, that didn't help, Mitch. I'm hoping my camera's not dead. I just bought it not too long ago, so we'll see. Guitar Hut. Oh, Jeff Underwood is asking both of us what we thought of the Sean Costello video. I haven't seen it.
No, I watched actually Jeff Underwood. He sent me a link to my page. he was supposed to send me a link to Sean Costello. I looked him up though. I looked him up.
Oh,
I did look him up. He's a heck of a. He's like a soulful. I mean, he's got a lot of heart in his playing.
Yeah.
I guess he's the player who is no longer with us. But did you see it?
No, I
Do
haven't.
you know who he is?
No, I actually don't know who he is. Will Varela just subbed you, by the way. You're going to get a lot of subs from this, by the looks of it,
Awesome.
Brian.
Thank you.
R2R3 has got a question for you. He says he knows that you obtained an SG, but does he like Les Paul guitars? And you mentioned that earlier that you had a Les Paul.
I did have, yeah. I had a, I had a, the Les Paul Studio Light. That's the only one I think I ever played, except for maybe just at the music store picking one up. But they're usually a little too high up on the rack for me, you know. And but I do like them, and I always was a fan of. Probably my favorite one is if you've ever seen Keith Richards, and also what's his name, Peter Frampton. They had the three
Black
pickup
Custom.
custom.
Black
Oh,
Custom, yeah.
Guitar. Absolutely gorgeous guitar.
Stafford Studio thank you so much. He's saying that yours and my videos that he saw today were great. So thanks so much for that, man.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Yours was good too.
You might need to uninstall and reload. Okay, Brian Stewart, I will try that. Thank you so much. People are giving me tech tips.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great about this community?
You know what?
Everybody,
You guys are
everybody
awesome. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that. I didn't even...
Greatest people.
Yeah, man. It's just... Yeah. So please, everybody, if you haven't already subbed to Brian, please sub to Brian. If you haven't subbed to me, sub to me. Sub to everybody in the chat. Let's keep it growing, folks. Let's keep it growing. Let's keep it positive. Okay. I'll second that. Thanks, 2 and 3 chord jams. Hey, no worries, Stafford Studio. I feel weird calling you Stafford Studio. You're David.
Yeah.
He's David. Call him as David. Yeah.
Well, at least now, maybe when you first clicked on his channel, he was Stafford Studio. Now he's Dave.
Well, he was David Stafford first.
Oh, he was? Okay, yeah. I must have.
Oh, Dennis Bro, thanks so much, man. He was saying I was on fire earlier. Yeah, we put that out. Unplugging. Okay. Thanks again, Brian Stewart. I will try that, my friend. I'm getting more tech tips. These are so much better than the big boys. Thank you so much, 2 and 3 chord jams. Yeah, there's a lot of folks. We got 48 people watching, Brian, if you can believe that.
That's awesome.
Is that incredible or what?
I'm very happy about that.
That's really, really cool. Oh, Brian Stewart, you have the same camera. Okay. Yeah, it's so cool, man. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yes, call me David. Okay, Stafford Studio says it's okay to call him David.
Yeah. Consider it done.
Consider it done. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
I just going back to the Fender days, whatnot. I had a full stack. I had mentioned about my amp drowning out the school's PA system, but I had a full. I had I think it was like an 88 Plexi, 100-watt Marshall Plexi reissue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and if you know what a Plexi looks like, it's got that line that goes across. That's it's off center. The only difference with this one is it was dead center. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's how you tell the difference. But other than that, it was the real deal. And so I had that. That was my dream amp anyway, and I found that somebody was selling it at a music store. That and a JCM 800 cab, and I just wanted the head.
Right.
And I think I bought it for I think $650 maybe back in
Wow.
95, 96.
Well, that's a lot for
Yeah.
back then, but yeah.
For yeah, but I'm you know I mean of course you needed pedals for it. I couldn't. I used to use it just.
Platform.
I'd set it up about six. I would patch the volumes together. I learned how to
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, but those seems like those amps are a dying breed now. Everybody's going smaller or lower wattage and everything.
Well,
And
I'll tell you why. Okay. Like I play in a few different bands, and you even 50, like I've got a 50-watt head, and
right,
I mean I
it's
don't use a quarter of the power.
hmm
I
and
mean,
what do you put it at? Like three maybe?
oh, if I'm lucky, I can hit
Yeah,
three.
yeah,
Yeah, like it's just overkill, and really all you need
absolutely. Yeah.
to play a little bar. Most of the bars I play, you can actually
hmm
get away with the 20-watt head, because the tube head,
Yeah.
20 watts for tubes is still loud. You
Yeah,
know?
especially for tubes, because I mean, there's a lot of people that even would gig with a deluxe reverb. I mean, what is that, 22 watts?
Yeah, that's fine.
So
I've seen
you
guys
know,
gig with a Blues Junior, man. Like,
yeah, that too. I mean, it's amazing. I played through a Blues Junior. I knew a guy, the guy at the music store that I in town a while back, and he let me crank it up, and I was like, oh my god, I was like,
yeah,
yeah, how could you not,
yeah.
play along with some, you're not going to play along with some mic drums, but
No, no, like that's the other thing too, right? Like most of the places that I play is, like we may mic the kick at the most,
yeah,
and you don't mic the drums, and you really all you need is to be loud enough to be heard over the drums, and you can do that
right.
with a 20-watt tube
hmm
head, no problem.
Before yeah, and before I got the Plexi, I had a, it was a Fender Champion 90 solid state amp,
Mm-hmm.
and I was using that, and that was kind of loud enough. Thing is, it's 90 watts, but
Solid state 90 watts is a lot different than tube watts.
yeah. Well, once you get it past four or five, there's no. It just is feedback. It's hard to control, even if you set it clean.
Yeah,
Um, After a while, there's a lot of hiss and whatnot. So
yeah.
I ended up wanting to get some more power, and of course,
But what kind of places were
people.
you playing that you needed that much volume?
My basement.
Okay. All right.
I,
Where's it
I,
get
I want
big?
I wanted a full stack. I wanted
Oh
a
my God.
full plexi stack. I even got a brand new, you're gonna laugh and you might even cringe a little bit, but a brand new 1960A Marshall cabinet. The 90s,
Oh, those are beautiful.
75-watt Celestians, whatever
Those are
the A
beautiful
cabinet,
tabs.
the angled one, black, and I cut the grill cloth off, and I took the speakers out, the Celestians that it came with, and I put in 25-watt greenbacks in it, and I and
Okay.
I and I ordered from the music store. This is back in the day, before you could go online and probably find it,
Hmm.
and ordered from the music store the actual vintage grill cloth from Marshall from the late '60s cabinets,
Oh wow.
and installed it myself with the white piping and everything like that. So, I mean, literally hands on. I wired it myself. You got to go in through the back, and there's like a whole rack that the speakers are held in. But yeah, so I would do all that stuff myself, like little projects. But
Well,
I
that's
was the
cool.
cause of having to do those little projects.
I just want to say hello to Dan Sullivan. He popped in. Somebody was mentioning that 2 and 3 chord jam says Brian's a rock star.
Oh,
You got a big fan there.
Ah.
Let's see if I'm missing any other questions for us. Again, please tag Guitar Hack.
He's definitely worth a sub. That guy.
Yeah.
2 3/4. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sub to him.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Again, yeah, man. If you see names you don't know and you're not sub to in the chat, by all means. Jason Wade very kindly mentioned that I'm going to be live with Rick Romanelli on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So I'll mention that. Thanks for reminding me of that, Jason. I was going to mention that, but thanks for reminding me. Brian Stewart cranked his 36-watt Hughes and Kettner, and it blew up the house. I'm normally on the 1-watt power, so yeah. Yeah, I've got the same. It's really loud. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like that scene in that Cheech and Chong movie where everybody, all the neighbors.
That's right.
You
know, I was at a rehearsal yesterday, and I was playing out of the same cab, like the Marshall cab, 412 cab, and unfortunately, it didn't have the Marshall head on it. It had, I won't mention the manufacturer, but not a fan of the. Anyway, it sounded like ass. When it had the Marshall head on it, it sounded much better. But even with that at rehearsal, and you know it's loud, and there's 2 guitars, I'm still only at like 5 or 6. I mean, hey, Dave Byron's in the house. Hey, Dave Byron, how are you?
All right, hey, Dave Byron.
Thanks so much, Dave Byron. Dave Byron is saying he liked my hard rock challenge. Thank you so much. Does the beginning of that chord progression remind you of a Kiss? Yeah, Dave. It's
I was thinking Foreigner.
It's always I Was Made for Loving You. Yes, it's very similar.
I was hearing Kiss, but I was also hearing some Foreigner in there too.
Yeah. Well, I do that one too. I do.
Or was it? I think I was hearing a little of My Woman from Tokyo from Deep Purple.
Yeah. Okay, David is saying if anyone plays with a drummer as loud as his, you need lots of power. Yeah, some of them hit pretty hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bashing.
Yeah. Okay, we got like 5 more minutes. If anybody's got any last minute questions for Brian or myself, please tag at the Guitar Hack. Oh, Will Varella's got one. Does Brian like Eric Gales and Lance Lopez? There's a question from Will.
I've heard him ask that question about Eric Gales. I've never dedicated much time into listening to him. I've heard of him and I've seen him play, and I believe he plays upside down. I believe he plays strung like Albert King did, or I think another guy is Doyle Bramhall II. I think plays that way.
Yeah,
and the thing is there's so many players that that I tend to get overwhelmed with how many players. Check this out. Check that.
Exactly. Yeah,
I get overload. It's just I do want. I mean, nothing against any of them. I do want to. It's like going to a library and wanting to read as many books as you can. It's just not enough time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. You can get. Oh, Guitar Girl is here. How are you, Guitar Girl? Yeah, I know what you mean. You get overwhelmed. Yeah. Jeff Underwood, if you want to go back in the chat when we're done, Brian, he put in the links. If you want to check those out.
Okay.
Art Inspired Art. How are you? Yeah, sorry, man. He just got in and there's 5 minutes left. Sorry. You can always watch the replay, man.
Hey, made it.
Brian Stewart, why is it that on some days I can kind of sort of play what I'm trying to play pretty well, then the next day I can't play crap? What is that? It's Brian, that's everybody, my friend. Everybody's got their good days and their bad days. We all have it. Todd,
that happened with me the other night.
Yeah, just some days you're just all thumbs, right? Todd Soda Pop is asking, what's the next song I'm gonna cover? It's a Cars tune. I think it's I think it's just what I needed. I think it's that one. I'm not even sure, but I got to learn it. Thank you so much, 2 and 3 chord jams. He really enjoyed the chat.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for checking it out and having any interest.
Oh, thanks. Jason Wade is promoting my my hard rock, Dave Byron hard rock challenge. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, that Les Paul is nasty. Is that P90s in it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I love that thing, man.
Beautiful.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah. I mean that's a Les Paul I would that's definitely a Les Paul I would take for sure. You know.
Yeah, it's a 2018 classic. That's exactly what that guitar is.
I couldn't get over the tone of in that. I was actually almost thinking about what this would be like with P90s in it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I was playing through. I was playing. It's right beside me here. I was playing through my my Origin Series 50-watt head.
Yeah, the one you were showing me. Okay.
Yeah, I was playing through that, and I was using my Plimsoll by Full Tone, which I think is the best overdrive pedal on the market. That's just my opinion. With a little bit of flashback.
It's by Full Tone.
Pardon me? By Full Tone, yeah.
Did you say that was by Full Tone?
By Full Tone. Full Tone is the company, and the pedal is called the Plimsoll. And a little bit of flashback delay by TC Electronic, and a little bit of Hall of Fame reverb. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's where I was getting.
I have the Full Tone wah. That's all I've ever tried from them.
Oh, they make some. Well, I don't know about their other pedals, but that
I've heard about the OCD pedal or something like that. I've heard that was a good overdrive pedal.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the OCD, because that's the one I A/B'd against this Plimsoll, and to my ears, the Plimsoll actually absolutely blew it away.
No kidding.
Yeah. But a lot of people love the OCD for whatever reason. I just don't like it. It's too harsh.
I've never even plugged into one. I kind of find one or two, that I like, and I'm good with it. Like with back when I was playing the with a full stack, somebody gave me an old 80s DOD equalizer pedal.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave you like a little extra boost, kind of like they would say the Echoplex would,
Right.
And so I would use that, and it would be a boost, and I would just dial in the EQ kind of a little bit the way I would like it, and that was my, I'd turn it up to 6 and kick on that, and I wasn't even using a fuzz half the time unless I really wanted to get heavy,
Yeah.
But so I keep it pretty simple.
So okay, folks. Oh, Michael B just popped in, and we're just closing down here. I don't want to go over 8 because Ben's show just started. We actually got 50 people watching, man.
Yeah.
We got 50 people watching, so this is great. You know what, folks? If you like this,
awesome.
I mean, we can do another. I mean, Brian, if you're up for it, we can do this again.
I'd be more than happy to visit you again. I mean,
perfect.
That would be fun.
Yeah. So
this was fun right here. Yeah, I certainly more we could talk about.
Yeah, we can get more into the gear because So you know what, folks? Yeah, maybe we'll have Brian back on maybe sometime next year, because I think we're kind of trying to wind down a little bit for 2018. But yeah, we can definitely do this again. Anyways, I want to thank everybody so much for tuning in. This was great. Like to thank Brian for coming on. If you haven't subbed to Brian, please do. I'm pretty sure I have his link below. If not, I'm going to put his information on the cards. And have a great night, folks. Is there anything you wanted to mention, Brian, in closing?
I just want to say thank you to you and to everybody out there in this great community. I'm just so happy to be part of any conversations and friends. You guys are all awesome. You guys keep me going.
Yeah, that's great. That's
all I have to say. I'm just grateful to be at least part of something.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a great. Yeah, it's a great group of people.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, folks. Take care. Check Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I will have Rick Romanelli on one-on-one. So check out that show. If you haven't subbed to everybody else in the chat, see any new names, sub to these people. They're all fantastic. And everybody have a great, I guess at this point, have a great weekend. And hopefully we'll catch you all on Sunday. So take care, everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, buddy.
Take care.